Yes, this is the third session of Prashna course. Now, what we will do today, we will try to understand the concept of Dasha of birth chart and how it is important with reference to Prashna chart. Okay. And then we will try to understand the concept of yoga with help of BPHS and the other classics. Okay. Whenever we see a horoscope, okay, first thing, whenever we see a horoscope, especially Prashna chart, okay, as I told you, we should be knowing the Prashna in advance before the client asks. Okay, so we should be knowing the Prashna in advance. So which planet can give you the idea about the Prashna and why?
Sir, Mercury, because Mercury is that's how the client talks to the astrologer.
Okay.
Moon, because
Moon, sir. Yeah, sorry.
Why moon?
it represents the mind.
Okay. Okay.
So, as far as I remember, last time you told planets close to the degree will give an idea.
Yeah, your internet connection is weak, Pratit. Your voice is breaking. Okay. See, the basic thing is why moon is important. Okay. Where Prashna will take birth, where Prashna will arise. Prashna will always take birth in mind, will always arise in mind. Okay. And which planet represents mind? It is moon. Okay. So moon is the most important planet when you try to understand a Prashna. That what could be a Prashna. Okay. Now, any factor or any outer factor basically, which is influencing moon, decides the nature of Prashna, decides the house of Prashna, decides the planet of Prashna. Okay. So basically, how other planets or outer planets other than moon, like the other 8 planets, how they can influence moon? Either moon should be placed in their nakshatra. If moon is placed in Rahu's nakshatra, so Rahu is influencing moon. If moon is placed in Jupiter's nakshatra, so Jupiter can influence moon. If moon is in the nakshatra of Venus, so Venus can influence the moon. And the second condition is any planet degree wise very close to moon, very close to moon, no matter in which house it is. It could be 8th house from moon, it could be 6th house from moon, it could be 5th house from moon. So any planet who is very close to degree wise with the moon, okay, that planet influences moon, no matter in which nakshatra moon is placed. Okay. So this is the first condition, that Karaka mind, okay, and always there will be Prashna in mind. So you have to check moon's position very, you have to check that moon's position very minutely, and you have to check any other factor who is influencing moon. Okay. Basically, if you're looking moon, it will be in a house, it will be in a sign, and it will be in a nakshatra. Okay. So 3 things, there will be 3 things. One is moon, the house where it is placed, the Rashi where it is placed, and the nakshatra where it is placed. Okay. And any planet who is very close to moon's degree will dominate the Prashna, will decide the Prashna. Okay. And Dasha in Prashna chart, that is, we already know. Why Dasha in Prashna chart? What is the relation of Dasha in Prashna chart with the mook Prashna or the moon's influence or the moon's degree? What is the relation with the Dasha in Prashna chart with the moon's nakshatra or moon's degree?
That those planets will be more active at that time, therefore influencing the result.
Will be in Hora.
No, they would be active. So they would be responsible for giving the outcome of.
Dasha is basically the progression of the moon.
Okay. See, basically I twisted my earlier sentence. As I said, in which nakshatra moon is placed will be a deciding factor. If moon is placed in Jupiter's nakshatra, so Jupiter will dominate, Jupiter will influence. Correct? Correct? If
Yes,
moon is in Jupiter's nakshatra, then the dasha will be Jupiter's also. Correct?
Right, sir.
In a Prashna chart or in a birth chart, how Dasha starts? It starts from the nakshatra lord of moon. Correct?
Yes,
Dasha
sir.
always starts with the nakshatra lord of moon. If in Prashna chart, moon is in Anuradha, then the Dasha will be of Saturn. Okay? So I just twisted the earlier sentence and the Dasha lord of Prashna chart is important. Okay? Now, again, as I earlier said that we have to check the birth chart, Dasha and Prashna chart. Okay? And we have to observe a pattern. There will be some pattern will be repeating and we have to observe that. And that decides the major things. Okay? And Rahu and Gulika. Okay? Rahu and Gulika in Prashna chart, they shows problem. Okay? Some kind of confusion. No matter if a person is asking about it or not, but there in any house where Rahu is placed in Prashna chart or Gulika is placed in Prashna chart, that house shows some kind of problems native is going through related to the signification of that house. Okay, let's suppose somebody is asking about a Prashna related to his profession or business or property. Okay, but he has Rahu in 7th house. That shows the person is having some kind of problems in his relationship or partnership. Okay, now I'll take you to the example chart. Planet in Lagna degree, I will explain that later, okay? How it is important and what is the role of planet in Lagna. See, this is a Prashna chart and this is the timing and the coordinates of Prashna, okay? Where is moon in this horoscope? Moon is at 23 degree in Virgo sign. Then which nakshatra it will be? 23 degree Virgo, which nakshatra it will be? Sorry. See, if you do not know the arc of nakshatras, then you have to remember and you have to learn.
Sir, Hasta?
It will be Hasta, okay? If moon is in Hasta, then Dasha will be of moon only.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Now the deciding factors. First of all, the nakshatra lord of moon. Moon itself is the nakshatra lord. Okay. It is placed in the 7th house. Good. It is in Virgo. Okay. Now, moon is at 23 degree. Do we have any planet close to moon's degree?
Saturn.
Saturn is exactly at the degree of moon. Correct? Almost at the same degree. 2308. Moon is 2308. Correct? Now, where Saturn is placed? It is in the 10th house. Okay. If I see this Prashna chart, I should be sure that Prashna will come from the 10th house matters. Is it clear?
And Saturn is aspecting moon also.
Yeah, Saturn is aspecting moon. As I said, no matter where the planet is placed, whether it is aspecting moon or not, we have to check degree wise. If any planet is very close to degree wise with moon, then the Prashna will come from the house where the planet is placed, because as I said, this planet who is degree wise very close to moon influences the moon. This is the outer influence. Okay. Now, what house it is using to influence, what Rashi it is using to influence, that decides the Prashna. Okay. Saturn is using 10th house to influence the moon. So there will be some 10th house matter related Prashna in the mind. Okay, so from this combination, you can clearly say that person is going to ask about profession or the job, basically business or the job. Is it clear?
Sir, but since moon is in the 7th house, can we also not say that it could be about relationship?
As I said, moon will transit in a house, will be in a nakshatra. Okay, we are always looking for the outer influence. Okay, if moon is the only planet besides the Prashna, okay, then it will be very easy to decide in whichever house moon will transit. You will say, okay, Prashna is about that particular house. Correct? We have to check outer influence. Moon is mind, and what is going in mind. We are just trying to understand what is going in mind. Okay, moon itself represents mind. That is correct. Okay, but we are trying to understand a planet who is influencing moon, the planet who is influencing the thoughts in mind. Okay, and that planet is the planet who is very close to moon degree wise. If there is no planet very close to moon degree wise, then the nakshatra lord, okay, let's suppose Saturn is not at 23 degree and there is no planet at 23 degree or near 23 degree. Okay, in that case, moon is placed in its own nakshatra. So we check the house placement of the nakshatra lord. Here, moon is placed in the Hasta nakshatra. The lord of Hasta is moon itself, and moon is placed in the 7th house. Now the Prashna will come from 7th house matters. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
How
Okay.
do we use Sagittarius? You said look at the sign where Saturn is placed.
Yes.
So it will
What,
be higher.
yes. What Sagittarius represents? With respect to career, obviously, because it is coming from the 10th house.
Growth,
Growth.
higher education.
Correct.
Could be a boss.
It could be related to promotion or boss, okay, or authority. Okay, so Sagittarius sign will be there, but majorly Prashna comes from the house itself. Okay, now I'll take you to the birth chart of this person. Okay, this is the birth chart. Born in 1961. These are the details. Okay, and the person is running through the dasha of Jupiter from 2016 to 2032. This is the dasha. Okay, so which is the dasha lord here? Jupiter is the dasha lord of birth chart. Okay, now I have to observe this is to be done when there is no direct prashna from the client. Okay, when I'm saying that there is no direct prashna from the client, that means he is not asking a prashna, he has come for a general consultation. Okay, in that case, observe the dasha lord and go to the prashna chart. Okay, and that will show the most prevailing area of his life on that current period and that current moment. Okay, now Jupiter is the dasha lord in this case. Okay, and this is the Prashna chart we were talking about, where Jupiter is placed. Where Jupiter is placed again in this chart?
10th house.
In the 10th house. That means the most prevailing area, the most active area, okay, of that moment is the 10th house of career for this native. Okay, because when he came for the consultation, he was out of service for more than 2 years. Okay, so his prashna was related to career and especially related to a higher position. Is it clear? The role of Dasha Lord, the Dasha Lord of birth chart. Okay, now see this. This is on the November 23, 2019. So check the Antardasha also. This is the Antardasha of that moment. Where the Antardasha Lord is placed? In Prashna, again in the 10th house. That shows the seriousness of his career. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So we have, as I said, we have to follow the repetitive pattern. In this case, both Mahadasha Lord and the Antardasha Lord are placed in the 10th house in Prashna. So you can clearly say that 10th house is the most dominating area of his life for during the current period. Okay, clear?
Yes. What if the Astrodasha Lord is not the same in the same house?
Then you will have two different areas.
Okay.
Okay, but you will have two different areas. Those are prevailing in his life. It could be career and marriage. It could be career and property. It could be career and travel. Okay, it could be career and children. But if it is in the same house or conjunct, like in this horoscope, then remember, even if he has come for a complete consultation, the major questions he will ask only about career.